Okay, Drift fam, as y'all seen from the thumbnail and the title, today we'll be going over one of the current best settings for Call of Duty Vanguard for PC, and some of these settings will work for console as well. And yo guys, just a reminder, these settings is for multiplayer, because once Warzone Pacific do release, some of these settings will be alternated due to Warzone Pacific being a bigger map. So without further ado, let's get off into the video. All right, guys, now we go over to the graphic settings right here. As you can tell, we have 3 tabs under there, which they made it more simplified so you can be able to cycle through each category. So under graphic setting, we have display, quality, and gameplay. So under display, let's go ahead and go off into it. So right now for display mode, this is where you want to select if you want to go window, full screen borderless, or multi-monitor. For me, we're gonna go full screen borderless because I do like to go to my other monitors to check social media or anything of that sort. But a lot of people do like to go with full screen because it do reduce the input lag. All right, guys, under display resolution, go ahead and pick the display resolution of your monitor. I'm a 1080p person, but I know there are a lot of 1440p players out there as well. And if we go ahead and cycle down on the monitor, pick the monitor that you currently game on, which for me is gonna be my VG259QM. This is an Asus monitor. All right, guys, this right here for the refresh rate. Right now, this is where it's currently locked, but if you go ahead and put it on full screen, you are able to change your refresh rate to your actual monitor right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and select mine, and I'm gonna go back to full screen borderless, and it's gonna lock it in right there. Okay, guys, if we go ahead and go cycle down to the V-Syncs, you wanna make sure these are turned off. This right here will hurt your FPS, and you do not want that. All right, once we go down to frame rate limit, I got mine on custom, but you can more than welcome to put yours on unlimited. Mine is on custom, and I'm gonna show more on this drop down box. And then for my gameplay, custom frame rate limit is at 250. And I probably can put this down to like 240, which I'm gonna do that like right now. And then for my menu custom frame rate, it's gonna be at 60. It's gonna cap at 60. All right, guys, and for the minimized game custom frame rate limit, I'm gonna set mine at 30. So we're gonna keep on moving forward. My aspect ratio is on automatic. Brightness level, make sure you can have yours at 55. Or you can alter with this, but guys, you do not want to have this too hot because it will definitely wash out your game if you got this in this area at the not visible too bright up there. So you want to have this not visible dark. You want to have it barely visible, a little dimmer. So I'm gonna set mine at 55. And guys, also, I did forget to mention, once you start Call of Duty Vanguard, some of these you can import your setting from either Cold War or from Warzone. So a lot of y'all settings will go ahead and transfer over. But for those who did not do it, who didn't play the other game, and this Vanguard is a first game, and here are the best settings for you all to continue forward. All right, guys, now we're gonna go to display gamma. We're gonna leave that at 2.2 because if you're playing on the TV, then of course you'll go to the 2.4, but I'm on PC or monitor, so we're gonna leave this at a 2.2. All right, HDR, I got mine set at automatic. If you already look over here to the HDR, which is high dynamic range, the rendering allows for a better color definition, for a greater image fidelity on monitors that support it. So you make sure that you have a good monitor that's gonna be able to support HDR, because if it don't, you can go ahead and disable that. Focus mode, I have mine as off. They do say though, when the game is in focus, it's just a black overlay around game window. And this is for people who got like widescreen monitors. This when you will enable that on there. All right, guys, for display adapter, you do want to choose the graphics card that you do have. For me, I have a 2070 Super. And for on-demand text streaming, that you can always go into here and change this up. But for the most part, you want to use it unless you have a low-end PC. Okay, guys, the next tab we're gonna go into is quality. And under quality, one new feature that I do see on here is the first one they give you under global quality is the quality preset. And right here, you have 5 presets you can choose from, starting from lowest all the way up to ultra. Currently, I have mine set to ultra because, like I said, this is a multiplayer. Once Warzone Pacific do release, then I'm pretty sure these will get alternated. And right now, for anybody who is playing Call of Duty Vanguard on a low-end PC, you want to make sure that you're on the lowest or low, and as you can tell down here, it does change your VRAM as well. And if you got a medium-end PC, of course, go ahead and select the medium-end. And anybody who got a high-end to a BB PC, and go ahead and select high or ultra. And right now, I am playing on ultra settings. I have ran a few games in multiplayer and on zombies, and I had no issues. All right, guys, for your render resolution, I got mine set at 100. The better the PC, you can go up. 1440p monitor, you should be able to go up, but like I said, I'm on 1080p, so I leave mine at 100, and these are the same settings that I did have on Warzone as well. And for the dynamic resolution, I have mine set as off. And for this one, it is said the render resolution is adjusted dynamically to maintain the target frame rate, but I have mine selected as off. All right, and right now, if you did have it on, it'd be capped at 60. All right, guys, these are right where all this said. This is where all the graphics come in. If you're on PC, for console players, this does not work for you, so you are more than welcome to move ahead in the setting video for audio and for controller as well. Okay, so PC players, I have my text resolution on high, my text filter anisotropic on high as well, particle quality on high, and pretty much everything that you're gonna see going forward, it will be on high, because like I said, this is multiplayer, so there's not much you can change on this. Because when I was playing Black Ops Cold War, I didn't have any issue when playing on high settings, okay? So from your bullet impact, you can have it on. And some of these settings, guys, you can go ahead and alternate, because like I said, if you do go down, you will see your RAM change as well. For the Vanguard, as you see, it's highlighted with this straight white. And for the other app, it's in a lighter gray or a darker gray. Y'all let me know in the comment section. All right, guys, for my shader quality, I do have that on high as well. And for my textulation, I do have it on nearby only. All right, guys, so right here for the next three, which where we have the level of detail, distance range, we have nearby level of details, distant level of details. These right here, guys, is gonna be for long range, for you to be able to see any kind of like object. It's gonna be in a higher resolution. It's gonna be more defined, more crispness to it, and you're gonna be able to see the edges of these. It won't be looking washed out or dull or jagged or anything like that, or jagged or anything along that line. And as you can tell, for the level of detail distance range, it does say set the distance at which surrounding objects switch from their nearby level of details to their distant level of details. The longer the range, the further they will be displayed at a higher quality. So like I said, if you're fighting enemies or looking at a distance, the images or the objects that you do see would be more defined, more detailed at a further distance. And these pretty much what these are as well. But this one right here for nearby level detail, if anything that's near you would be also crispy at a high quality. All right, guys, if we go down to color draw distance, it says set the distance up to where small ground elements such as ground foliage, rocks, and various decals are visible. So that's anything that's on the ground. Pretty much, it's not that big of a deal. You can really have this turned off, but I'm just gonna leave this on high only because it's multiplayer and it don't too much hurt my PC as well. And then right here, guys, we got volumetric quality level. I got miles on high, and it said this is for light and fog clouds. And it's gonna set the detail level of these. And this right here on the left side, you can see how the light and the fog is coming in. It's like a little dull, it's a little dusty looking. And the image on the right side is more clear. So that's where you get the volumetric quality level at right there. So it's up to you guys if you really care about that from the sunlight and the fog that comes in. For me personally, it doesn't bother me. Now we keep on going down to under shadow and lighting. I got my screen space shadow, that's on. My shadow map resolution is on ultra. Sun shadow cascades. Then for sun shadow cascade, it's on high. Cast sun shadows on. My cast spot shadow is on as well. My spot cast side is on high. And yo guys, these right here, you can change on your own if you want to, but it shouldn't hurt your RAM at all. Even though it does say the effect on it is high. But as you can tell, as I'm swapping through, it's not changing my VRAM at all. All right, guys, next down here, we got spot shadow quality is on high. My particle lighting is on high as well. We're gonna keep on scrolling down. Now for ambient occlusion, I got mine on both. Really, you can turn this off. It's not gonna make no bit of a difference. Honestly, you don't need it on. It do affect your RAM, so the more you go down or have it disabled, you will get a little bit more RAM usage as well. I'm gonna leave mine on both. Because right now, like I said, I am on multiplayer, as I stated once before. All right, guys. For show more, it say GTAO, which is the ground true ambient occlusion, sets the quality for ambient occlusion on static objects. So, all right, guys, I know a lot of stuff is not gonna be important because this is gonna be an image or an impact on furniture that's within the game that you can pretty much care less about. But if you are into the high def and you want the best looking images, then you can go ahead and leave this on ultra. Okay, guys, now we got screen space reflection. You know, this goes to set the quality of reflection on in-game graphics when looking at a certain angle on reflective surfaces. You can have this on or you can have it off. That's gonna be your preferences. And this is the same thing they have right here for Fidelity FX Super Resolution. I have mine set out, but you are more than welcome to change it up to go from performance to balance to quality and ultra quality. And each one will have a different impact. And in a future video, I will go more in depth on what each one really means to give you the best quality when you're playing the game. The same goes for Fidelity FX for the cast as well. All right, guys, right now we're gonna talk about the anti-aliasing. Right now, on default, it comes as Filmic SMAA T2X, right? And this is what I currently have and currently what I always love. And you do have another option to have it on the SMAA T2X as well. And you get the drop down, you can put the anti-aliasing, and either drop down button, you get the anti-aliasing quality from ultra, high, medium, or low. So you can still mess around with it and it don't do anything to your RAM. At least I don't see that currently, but y'all let me know down in the comment section. All right, guys, now we're gonna be talking about the depth of field. Mine's currently set on, but I'm gonna turn that off because if you have it on, it said it will simulate the camera lens out of focus region, which would make everything appear blurry outside of your, it'll make everything appear blurry while you aim down sight. And that's something that you don't want because you want the best visibility. All right, guys, now for the VRAM usage target is at 85%. That's what I got mine set as, but you want to welcome to switch through this if you want to. That's gonna be your preference. All right, guys, next what we're gonna go into is gameplay. I'm make sure I apply my settings. Make sure you apply your settings as well. Under this tab, we have the color customization. And right here is where you can set your Deuteranopia or Trinopia and have mine set as Deuteranopia. And guys, what this does is a colorblind setting that will make your game pop a little bit more, give a little bit more color to it. And if you go down beneath where it says color filter target, I have my set on world, but you're more than welcome to, if you don't want world, you can put it on the interface or you have it set as both, but currently I have my set on world. But y'all let me know in the comment section on which one do y'all have y'all set on or which one do y'all do prefer. The next, last in this category, we have the HUD, the color palette, and I don't touch this at all. I leave it as is, so we're gonna keep on moving forward. All right, guys, so this next section is for PC and console players. All right, for my master volume, I have it on 100. The music on a 0 because I don't want to hear any music. My dialogue, I have it on 100. My sound effect is on 100. If you hit the drop down box for the show more, it's your hit marker volume. I got my set at 75. All right, guys, I do have my mute gain when minimized. That's currently off. Okay, guys, next what we're gonna go into the hit marker sound effect. And right now I got mine currently set on Vanguard, but you are more than welcome to go to none or classic style. And that's the old school hit marker sound effect. All right, guys, on the audio mix, I didn't see anything with boost high, boost low, and the other options, but we do have home theater, TV speaker, or night mode. And right now I currently have my own headphone because I do use the Astro A40. My Kill Street music is on, but y'all can more than welcome to turn that off. Mono is off. Guys, do not have this on because if you do have it on, the volume will be going through one ear and through the other, and it's gonna be real weird. It's gonna throw off your hearing, and you do not want it. Even though the footsteps really ain't all that good right now for multiplayer. All right, guys, for my game sound device, I do have it on my default system device, and then everybody's gonna be different, so I'm not gonna go too far from that. And down below we have voice chat, and y'all more than welcome to set y'all to where y'all want to. I do have my voice chat out because these randoms and everybody else get real crazy, so my voice chat is selected as off. All right, guys, the next section that we'll be going into is our interface, and I'm not gonna go into in depth in this because all this do is just set your font size. You're either gonna make it large, larger, or small, and y'all more than welcome to feel free to move around in this if you want to. All right, guys, now what we're gonna do is gonna go inside of our controller selection, and right now we go to controller. Right now, my input, like I said, I do play on controller, but not you be on mouse and keyboard, but I'm on controller. My sensitivity is on 6.6. My multiplier is on 1. My air is on 1 as well. And that's for ground vehicles, and this is for air vehicles. It's on 1 and 1. All right. My custom sensitivity per zoom is on. And this right here is your whole ADS multiplier for if you're on low zoom, your 3 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, 8 times, and the higher you go, the more you're gonna get into that sniper level. But mine is on default level as is on 0.95, 0.95, 0.95, and everything else is on 1. Because this is what transfer over from Warzone. All right, guys, now we're gonna go to vertical aim. On foot is on standard. My vertical aim ground vehicle is on standard. My vertical aim for air vehicles is on standard. My aim response curve is on dynamic. You know, dynamic is one of the best aim response types that you can be set as. My controller vibration is on. My trigger effect is on. My weapon fire threshold is on as well. And then for the advanced control, my ADS sensitivity transition time is set at instant. My multiplier is at 1. My stick layout preset is on default. The controller orientation, mine is set as up. It does say it rotates the direction of the sticks to match the orientation in which the controller is held. And I'm not too knowledgeable of that, but I do have mine set as up. I'm just gonna be honest with you all. My ADS stick swap is set to off. Now we're gonna get to our dead zones. My left trigger and my right trigger set at 5.5. My left stick and right stick is set at 5.5, and the left stick and right stick maximum is at 9.9, or 99 to be exact. All right, guys, now we're gonna get off into the last but not least is our gameplay. And guys, there's gonna be one setting in this category that's gonna be really key for y'all to help y'all stay on y'all kill streaks and make sure that y'all able to pop off and not run into any issue like I did. And a friend of mine, King Muzzy, he told me about this. So I'm gonna make sure I put you all on game as well. All right, guys, so for the target aim assist I have on, you can show more, it's on set on default. You do have the option of course, going to precision, focusing, or blackout, but I leave my as default. All right, my ADS aim assist is on. My weapon mount activation is ADS plus melee. My weapon mount movement exit is off, but you can turn that on if you want to. That's on long, but that's this for if you have it on, guys. I'm gonna skip that part. Now for depleted ammo weapon switch, that's on. Blind fire is on. Now this under my movement, my auto airborne mount, I got that off. Y'all more than welcome to put it on. It's gonna be really weird, but I have mine off. For the mountain stance queuing, and that's on. All right, guys, so now we're gonna talk about auto sprint. And right now I do have mine set on auto tactical sprint because y'all do know auto tactical sprint is a good feature to have for you to be able to move around the map so fluidly. All right, guys, now we're gonna go to auto move forward, that's off. Sprint cancel reload, that's gonna be on. Your sprint door bash, that's gonna be on. That's for you to just bust through the door. You're gonna have that on, at least I do anyway. Your slide behavior is gonna be on tap. Aim down sight behavior is gonna be on hold. Your equipment behavior is gonna be on hold. Steady aim behavior is gonna be on hold. Your automatic weapon fire behavior is gonna be on hold. Okay, guys, now we're gonna interact and reload behavior. By default, it should be on tap to interact. I could be wrong, but for me, the issue I was having was when I tried to reload my weapon, it was swapping a weapon that an enemy dropped or a teammate dropped, whatever the case may be. But my guy Muggy told me to switch this to prioritize reload, because what it's doing is prioritizing your reload before swapping up a weapon. It says tap to reload and interact. If both are available simultaneously, tap to reload. It says hold to interact. So that mean is, if you buy a weapon, you're gonna tap to reload, it's gonna prioritize that, and you gotta hold to interact if you wanna pick up a weapon off ground, because vice versa, what you'll be doing is you'll be tapping to pick up a weapon when you're not even trying to do that. If you're in a heated battle, you hit that square button to reload. But really, when you hit that square button, it's gonna make you pick up a weapon off the ground. Make sure you have it on prioritize reload, because it will allow you to prioritize your reload first rather than pick a weapon off the ground. And if you do want to swap a weapon off the ground, all you gotta do is hold the square button, which would be good. You all want to be on prioritize, period. So this is one key feature that I would highly recommend that you all have prioritize reload. And the scoreboard behavior is set on toggle as well. Yo guys, I really hope that these best settings do help you all out in Call of Duty Vanguard right now for multiplayer. Another video will be dropping once Warzone Pacific do drop out, because these settings will have to get alternated because the map will be bigger, and you already know a lot of people don't have the best gear, so I'm gonna make sure that I'm giving you all the best settings for you to take advantage of your opponents. But until the next time, Drip Fam, keep it dripping, baby. You dig?